Thanks for joining us on News Now. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Code of Conduct Tribunal has resumed hearing on the false asset declaration trial against former Chief Justice Walter Onoyan. This follows the rejection of a no-case submission filed by the defendant last week. TV360's Tunji Oye now reports.
After the no-case submission of Justice Walter Onoyan was rejected by the Code of Conduct Tribunal, the case resumed on Monday. Counsel to Walter Onoyan, Adegboyega Awomolo SAN, called a witness. The witness, who is the driver to Onoyan, tendered the receipt of an asset declaration form he collected on behalf of the defendant. Prosecution counsel Aliyu Umar SAN objected to the admissibility of the document, but the court overruled the objection and admitted the document as exhibit. The court, however, rejected another document the defendant sought to tender as exhibit. The court also admitted in evidence a written piece of paper found on the witness, which contained some of the evidences he gave earlier in the court. Defense counsels also asked the court to subpoena a staff of the Code of Conduct Bureau in Edo State as a witness. At the end of proceedings, Defense Counsel Adegboyega Awomolo issued a press statement to journalists. In the press statement issued, Awomolo said the framers of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended omitted to give sufficient attention to the need for the Code of Conduct Tribunal to secure its independence, impartiality, and non-interference from outside the court. He said a situation where the executive arm of government, that is the federal government, is the custodian of the Code of Conduct for public officers, the enforcer of the Code of Conduct through the tribunal. It is also the appointing authority of members of the tribunal. Awomolo said in the proceeding of the tribunal, the executive is the accuser, investigator, the prosecutor, the witness, and the judge all rolled together into one. He said this is unacceptable under the Constitution that guarantees independence of the three arms of government.
I'm happy that this case is now going on. He has opened his defense and we are going on. That's all.
The court adjourned to Wednesday, 3rd of April 2019, when the witness from Edo State Code of Conduct Bureau is expected to appear before the court. From Abuja, Tunji Oye, TV360 News.
APC lawmaker Abdul Mumin Jibril has expressed support for Femi Gbajabiamila's ambition to become Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives. The incumbent majority leader of the House had on Sunday officially declared his ambition to run for the speakership of the 9th National Assembly, saying he is seeking the office to mentor young generation. Reacting to this, Jibril said Gbajabiamila is the best candidate for the position. He also urged all lawmakers to uphold democracy and bring back civility to the Nigerian legislature by supporting Gbajabiamila's ambition. Lawmakers at the National Assembly are billed to elect new leaders come June 9. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) says it will meet with its lawmakers to discuss the interests of the party concerning the 9th National Assembly leadership. According to the opposition party, the meeting will hold after the conclusion of the Rivers State election. Confirming the planned meeting, spokesperson of the party, Kola Ologbodinyo, said the PDP will teach the APC the rudiments of democracy come June 9th. Reports say the meeting would be used to give direction to members of the party on who to vote for on the floor of the Senate and House of Representatives on Election Day. The party is also expected to appraise the conduct of the 2019 general elections at the meeting. Meanwhile, former Senator Anthony Adefuye of the All Progressives Congress has reacted to the contention over the next president of the Nigerian Senate. Adefuye says the race for the leadership of the National Assembly this time will be different from the events of 2015. He also noted that the APC is right in their actions of fielding candidates since they have the majority seats in the Senate.
It's a natural thing for a party to organize its members in the National Assembly to take over the leadership of the National Assembly if they have the majority votes. They shouldn't cause any. It is not the business of anybody. It's the business of the party and their members in the National Assembly. Now, the reason for this is to prevent what happened in 2015, where another person stood up and challenged his colleague, and at the end of the day, they lost some of the positions. In the 2015, the party did not hold meeting with the members and did not dictate, as they did this time, to say, we have all agreed this is going to be the Senate President, this is going to be the Speaker. Nothing like that happened in 2015. If you remember, the President sent this thing to the National Assembly to reconvene the National Assembly when he himself was outside the country. So this time, you see that the President himself will be present on the day of the election at the National Assembly.
Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha is insisting that the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Emeka Ihedioha, is not the winner of the state governorship election. Okorocha made the claim while speaking to State House correspondents after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari behind closed doors. He also denied claims that the resident electoral commissioner of the state announced his senatorial election result under duress.
INEC conducted the election. Results were declared. The return officer declared the results, and I won. Only 1 week later to hear that somebody wrote a petition that he issued that declaration under duress. The question is, where? Was it his private house? Or is it in the collection center? If it is a collection center, SSS are there, police were there, international observers, INEC officials, EO. So who actually put him under duress? The man has not been able to say that. Nobody has never said a statement about that. So I think there's, INEC would want to do the right thing very, very soon. And in the same way, a gentleman never won an election like in Imo State, the governorship of candidate of PDP. Never won that election because the election flouted a very section 179 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which says that you must have the highest vote, and you must have a 25% in 2/3 of the local government. Now, this gentleman, who was declared the winner by the same INEC, now had 135,000 votes from 24 local governments, but had 130-something thousand votes from his 3 local governments. Of course, you know, he didn't win the election.
President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians of improved welfare ahead of his second term in office. The president made the pledge while receiving the Board of Trustees and Advisory Council of Katsina State Development Fund, led by Maman Nasser at the State House in Abuja. Meanwhile, in his remark, Galadima of Katsina, Nasser thanked Nigerians for re-electing the president to serve another term in office.
Our main happiness is that our view has been supported by the Nigerians for electing you to serve this nation for the next 4 years and continue serving with duration of what we hope will be a long life to come. We are most grateful to all those who have been helping you. And what is very important, part of it cannot be discussed here, concerns security, and one cannot be discussed with some of your officials.
I'm very pleased with Nigeria's appreciation of the 4 years I had, because the number of people that turned out in every state I visited, the 36 states, are more than the people you can induce with money or force them. People voluntarily, wanted to come and see who was this ex-general that dropped the name of retired general and took the name of president, that is coming into partisan politics and insisting to be relevant as far as political history of Nigeria is concerned.
A federal high court in Abuja has discharged and acquitted former Senate President Adolphus Wabara and 2 others of allegations of bribery leveled against them by the federal government. The court in its ruling said the prosecution lacked witnesses to prosecute the defendants. Following this, the judge discharged the 3 defendants in pursuant to Section 355 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015. Other defendants in the case include former Senators Ibrahim Abdulaziz and John Mbata. They had been on trial since 2005. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, has approved the redeployment of 32 Rear Admirals in the Nigerian Navy. The move was announced in a statement released and signed by Navy spokesperson Commodore Suleiman Dahon on Monday. The statement shows that the new posting affected Rear Admiral Akbochi Suleiman, former commander of the Joint Task Force for Operation Delta Safe. Suleiman has now been moved to the Defense Headquarters as Chief of Defense Administration. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Army has begun a week-long seminar on the regimentation of security challenges associated with forest and protected areas. The seminar holding at the Army Headquarters Command in Asokoro, Abuja, will end on the 6th of April. The workshop is organized in collaboration with the National Park Service and other stakeholders responsible for management of game reserves, forestry, and protected areas in Nigeria.
Essence of this seminar is to enlighten participants on regimentation, maintenance of mascots, and establishment of parks and mini zoos in Nigerian Army cantonments and barracks. In addition, it will assist to build capacity of our troops in combating the emerging security challenges associated with game reserves, forests, protected areas, and all the areas that the criminals are using to commit havoc. The Nigerian Army, as part of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, is currently engaged in several ongoing internal security operations in aid of civil authority to ensure security across the nation in line with our constitutional roles.
This exercise will be intelligence-driven and highly mobile in nature while integrating other security agencies and collaborating with paramilitary organizations to enhance the foster of truth and the successful conduct of operations. There is a need, therefore, for all stakeholders to come together to deliberate on how to salvage our forests and parks from poachers, insurgents, terrorists, kidnappers, cattle rustlers, and armed bandits.
A hyper-realist artist has been taking Instagram by storm. The 26-year-old Benjamin Garba has received several endorsements from Nigerian celebrities with his real-life portraits. In a chat with TV360 Nigeria, Garba speaks on the misconception that art is not a profitable profession and gives advice to up-and-coming artists.
I get jobs. With the help of God, I get jobs here. But not constantly, but sometimes it comes overload, like it's just too much, but I still get all of them done and I deliver. There's really nothing special about the pencil or the paper. It's just you. If you continue drawing, with time you get better, no matter the pencil you use. Because I see some other artists, because there was a time when I used to, on Instagram, I used to see some other works like of some other crazy artists, and I get to, sometimes I stumble over the kind of pencil they use, and I see graphite on it, I see some kind of names which I know I've not seen before. So seeing that, I used to think that it's the pencil that makes them better, but later I had to, when I went all the way just to get something similar to the kind of pencil they use, since then I saw the difference. I didn't really see any difference, like the pencil from this pencil that I'm using. So I just stick to what I actually used to use. It's just me drawing the time, and I know I'm actually getting better because I can compare my drawings of 2016 to now.
Well, you're still watching news now on TV360 Nigeria. Up next is news from the world of business after this break.
House the crash launches have been rescued the lives of concerted the problem non simplified. Voters are on the queue to pass the ballot.
That the election has been postponed and Nigerians have reacted.
Area of Lagos as early as 7
Some minutes say the incident has been managed.
This morning.
Madam, madam, welcome. Okay, madam, no worry. When you deliver the balance, we'll give you the goods.
No problem. No problem. All right, so now well done.
Thank you. Hey, Oga, I still say she don't bring money. Maybe we use this one for her now. She wants mahogany, not white wood. Oga, our work now to join wood together, deliver whatever to customer. Put the remaining profit for pocket.
This is corruption, not in my country. Corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Welcome back. Let's now join Annetta Felix for the latest in business. Hello, Annetta.
Hello, Fidelia.
So tell me, what is happening in the world of business today?
Well, the federal government says it will revert to the January to December budget cycle, beginning with the 2020 national budget. Now, this is according to the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udoma. Now, Udoma, while defending his ministry's 2019 budget in the Senate, said the executive was willing to comply with the provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007 by submitting the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper to the National Assembly on time. He noted that the new arrangement will not only make planning easier for both the public and private sectors, but would also ensure proper oversight by relevant committees of the National Assembly. Now, oil prices rose on Monday, adding to gains in the first quarter, when the major benchmark posted their biggest increases in nearly a decade. As concerns about supplies outweigh fears of a slowing global economy, Brent crude was up by 34 cents at $67.92 a barrel, while U.S. futures rose 30 cents to $60.44 per barrel after posting a rise of 32% in the January to March period. U.S. sanctions on Iran and Venezuela, along with supply cuts by members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, and other major producers have helped support prices this year, overshadowing concerns about global growth and the U.S.-China trade war. Meanwhile, the U.S. has instructed all trading houses and refiners to further cut dealings with Venezuela or face sanctions themselves. So up next is a stock market review. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. So here is the stock market review for today. It's the beginning of the second quarter of 2019, but sadly, obviously, equities and the stock market has actually, especially the banking sector, has dragged down the stock market. That, of course, it is bearish today. But the top gainers are Julius Berger, Caviton, Ikeja Hotel, and Zenith Bank, increasing by 9.70%, 8.84%, 9.57%. And 0.46%. And to the percentage laggards on the stock market today, Nestle Nigeria PLC, Better Glass Nigerian Breweries, and Cement Company of London, Nigeria. We see that the market summary shows that the volume of shares traded today is just a very small amount of 1.724 billion naira, valued at 3.678 billion naira today. And this all was transacted in a total of 3,251 deals. In the global stock market, we see increases in the FTSE. The global stock is starting the second quarter strong. FTSE is rising by 0.25%. We see that the pound also is going up. Dow Jones is also up, led by stocks in the banking sector. Of course, increasing good news with the U.S.-China trade talks, and then increasing manufacturing in the United States. That's pushed the stock market to 1.04%. The Nikkei is also up, and that's by 1.43%. And that's the stock market review for today, Fidelia.
Well, thank you so much, Annetta, for that review. It seems the NSE is slipping back to its bearish trend after posting some gains last week. But we hope for better days for investors, as I usually say. Up next is news from the foreign scene after this break. Don't go away.
Corruption not in my country. Dalali, my business has been going down. I need your help.
Bawahala. I will show you the formula. I use some bad chemical which I mix, so produce the drugs which gives me up to 4 times profit. Imagine.
So you are one of the people that is killing millions and millions of Nigerians in this country. Dalali, was it not you last 2 months that was complaining about fuel scarcity in this country, that the government is corrupt?
Have I killed anybody in your family?
You don't have to kill any of my family members directly. Every Nigerian you kill is my family. Selling of fake drugs, expired drugs, putting drugs in wrong packets, all that are acts of corruption. This is corruption, not in my country. CIA.
Me? Fake drug? Now corruption? Allah care.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Welcome back. The first cholera-related death has been confirmed in Mozambique's port city of Beira, which is reeling from the aftermath of Cyclone Idai, which hit the country earlier this month, last month actually. Authorities say the number of cholera cases has almost doubled to 500 cases in the past 24 hours. Cyclone Idai ripped through Beira on the 14th of March, unleashing catastrophic flooding and killing more than 700 people in Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Malawi. The World Health Organization has said that at least 900,000 vaccine doses will be arriving in the port city this week as part of its vaccination campaign. Hundreds of thousands of people were displaced following the cyclone and exposed to unhygienic conditions. Some had little to no access to clean drinking water for more than a week. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has condemned the latest spate of xenophobic attacks in the country, calling on security agencies to arrest the perpetrators. Ramaphosa said the violence, which mostly targeted Malawians and other African nationals in KwaZulu-Natal, was regrettable. He noted that African development depends on the increased movement of people, goods and services between different countries and will not allow criminals set back these processes. Last week, dozens of people were forced from their homes by angry mobs who also looted shops. South Africa's Ministry of International Relations has now met with ambassadors from several African countries to discuss the violence. First Vice President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Seyi Akinwumi, says the federation is prepared to project Nigeria's footballing image at the second ITO NFF Awards, which will hold in Lagos on Monday night. Akinwumi said the award, which is created to recognize distinguished Nigerians in football, also has a target to create positivity around Nigerian football and also a potential avenue to woo other commercial partners who would be opportune to see the splendor of what Nigerian football commands in the global sphere. Meanwhile, the Secretary General of the World Football ruling body FIFA, Fatma Samura, has arrived the country for the award. Among the highlights of the night would be the special honor to the 1994 set of the Super Eagles for being the first to qualify Nigeria for the FIFA World Cup finals. Struggling champion club Queen's Park Rangers have announced the departure of manager Stephen McLaren. The team has struggled of late with just one win in the last 15 league games and find themselves 17th in the table as a result. The home defeat at the weekend against relegation-threatened Bolton appears to have sealed the fate of the former England and Middlesbrough coach. Since his appointment last summer, McLaren won 16 and drew 9 of his 46 fixtures in charge. And that's the size of our bulletin tonight, but do log on to our website at TV360Nigeria.com for more information and news update. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Bye for now.